The LG G6 has received a good amount of negative feedback for essentially not being a Samsung phone. It doesn't have a curved screen, it doesn't have an iris scanner, and it doesn't have a Snapdragon 835 chip. But the LG G6 still shouldn't be overlooked. It has a great display, dual cameras, and a lighter software experience. So let's see if the G6 is worth your money. The LG G6 has a glass back and front with metal on the sides that if you close your eyes and hold it, you might think it's a Samsung Note phone. Overall, it looks pretty blocky, but the uniformity is something that I'm drawn to. Additionally, I'm always a fan of companies sacrificing thickness for battery life, so I'm glad that LG was willing to make this phone a bit thicker than most to fit inside a 3300 mAh battery. The metal rails on the side make it comfortable to hold, and it's not sharp like the edge-focused Samsungs. I actually prefer how this phone feels in the hand to the Galaxies. Another part of the phone that's way better than the S8 series this year is the placement on the fingerprint scanner. It's actually in a logical spot on the phone and doubles as a power button. And while it may not be a big thing for everyone, it's nice that LG joined the club this year and opted for a waterproof IP68 inclusive phone design. Overall, the G6 design is very clean and industrial and feels solid in the hand. Now let's run through some of the specs that the LG G6 has. The G6 has a Snapdragon 821, 4GB of RAM, 32 gigs of expandable storage. The main cameras are both 13 megapixels, one standard and one wide angle, and the selfie camera is a 5 megapixel camera. The battery is a 3300 mAh battery like I already said. The main feature of the phone though is the 5.7-inch LCD QHD 18:9 display. But the specs don't tell everything about a phone, so let's see how it performs in everyday usage. And I have to say that this thing performs great in everyday use. I didn't see any of the usual stutters that I often associate with LG phones. Battery life I found to be pretty good, seeing around 5 hours of screen on time with media consumption, social media browsing, and texting being the main functions. This was also with the always-on display, which is a really great feature that doesn't drain as much battery life as I might thought it would, of course being an LCD phone. The software on the phone is a little heavy for my taste, but that can be easily restrained by applying your launcher of choice. Call quality on the phone was good, and I had no complaints from people on the other side of the lines. The software on the LG G6 is very fluid, although I think that the initial software that LG puts on there with no app drawer is probably just more annoying than useful. I understand that they're trying to build in ease of use, but in this case, I definitely prefer a more stock Android software setup such as on the Pixel. But that's what's great about Android. Because I didn't like the initial software, I can change it to a different launcher. In this case, I chose the Nova launcher, I made some tweaks, and bam, it looks and acts like a Pixel launcher. But this is just my preference, so if you like LG's take on Android, the G6 runs it very smoothly and you won't have any problems. In short, the cameras on the G6 are just really nice. There's a 13 megapixel standard lens and also a 13 megapixel wide angle lens. The main camera performs well in all conditions, but the wide angle lens falls a bit short when it comes to low light performance. LG's done a great thing in the camera app though, providing full manual options for both photos and video. Now, one odd thing that I don't like about the camera is the aspect ratio. That 13 megapixel camera resolution is only available for 4:3 aspect ratios, but if you want to use the whole screen as a viewfinder, you'll need to use the 18:9 8.7 megapixel resolution and aspect ratio. This isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it's just something to keep in mind. There's something though about the fluidity of switching between the standard angle and the wide angle lens cameras that I've just grown to love. LG advertises the wide-angle camera as one of the phone's best features, and it's fair that this is a unique feature that you won't find on something like the Galaxy S8, though dual cameras are becoming more and more popular on smartphones these days. So now the big question to ask is the LG G6 worth your money? And in short, I think it is. The phone has great battery life, an awesome display, pretty good cameras, and a great feel in the hand. Additionally, the price is lower than the S8 series. So while it may be tempting to dismiss the G6 for a few shortfalls, it's the best phone that the company's ever made, and it's worth your money. So that's going to conclude our review and update of the LG G6. If you like this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more content from TechieGrad. And as always guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.